2, 3, test 1, 2, 3. Let's see how this is going on, and I think we are good to go. All right. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a good day here. Loki says hello. You guys can barely see him, but he's chomping on this thing right here. There we are. So, hope you guys are all having a good day. Sorry I haven't been around as much lately. I've been having some stomach issues. I don't know what it was, but I ate something in the last couple of days, have just not been it. So I haven't done any shorts, any TikTok videos, anything. I've just been trying to stay alive here. Anyway, here's Loki. He's having a good day. There you go. And I'm going to give him a treat if I can. I need to move some of this extra stuff out of the way here. There we go. All right, Loki. He may come up here. There he goes. There he goes. All right. So, hey Nox, happy to see you. B-Way, happy to see you as well. And GOP Ovudu, I make sure I pronounce the name properly. If I'm not, let me know. And hey, Barrier Drifter, happy. Hopefully you guys are all having a good day here. And Karik, happy to see you as well. So let me get straight on here into the news of what's going on today. Multi-stacker, happy to see you guys. It's, you know, it's interesting to say the least here with Bitcoin, right? It's definitely interesting to see the least. Let's pop this open right here. So as far as news, before I go over to technical analysis, there's not really much happening in terms of like, oh, what's happening with Bitcoin today? There was this big revelation that caused it to start booming. There was nothing like that. You could say we're trying to bounce off of a level of support, and I think that's probably the best way to think about it right now. So as we've been talking about for the last, God knows how long at this point here, months and months and months, Bitcoin still remains bearish here. What I see most on social media and what I tend to agree with is Bitcoin is heading down here for something of a move, maybe something more of a bounce, but we still are bearish here just off of what we've been dealing with for the past few months. Bitcoin is still bearish. However, we're seeing a little bit of, I would say, bullish activity from whales right now, and that seems to be giving us a little bit of help. And if you go over here to the 4-hour chart, you're looking at some nice little pops over the last 12 hours or so, 12, 24 hours, since we kind of found that bottom. And right now, Bitcoin's smashing right back up here towards around 59, 60,000 bucks, where you have another level of resistance. If you guys want to get more excited, I would say, what you guys are going to look for here is the breakout to continue and us get back above here around 61,000, basically dealing with this level of resistance up here. If we can get that, I think Bitcoin has the opportunity here to start thinking about maybe 63 to 64. That's still a tall order to get though, and that's primarily because Bitcoin, that momentum is still fairly bearish. If I get rid of all this here and we kind of go back to what we've been talking about in the daily charts, we still have, there we go. Yeah, there. We still have that bearish MACD right now. Now, at this point in time, it's not as bad as it was back over here, but we're generally still doing okay. And we're starting to lighten up here over the last couple days. I think that does open up some doors here. I just don't want to get too excited here because we basically made up all the ground from yesterday and then some, and we're back to where we were last, like Saturday, Friday, Thursday. We're looking okay here. I just hope we don't give up those gains we got back today. I'm hoping we can continue to move back up. When whales give you a gift, you really have to try to latch on and make the most of it here. I'm just not willing to put too much of my money behind that. But I know most people in this market are actively shorting here and waiting to see a larger move. That's kind of the gist of what I'm feeling when I'm talking to people on TikTok, Twitter, Telegram, whatever. People seem to have that bearish move. And I'm pretty much the same camp there. But this does change up things a little bit at this point in time. So that's some good news there. Stochastic might turn over here pretty soon. That'd be something nice to see. And the RSI may get ready to turn over here. MACD, give it maybe a couple more days, a little bit more of a lag here. But we're okay at this point in time. As far as market cipher, this is still showing you the bearish moves and everything like that. I'm not going to focus on this too much here today. But if you guys go off of his oscillator, which I think is called Market Cipher B, you are seeing the opportunity for a buy signal to come up here fairly soon. And again, that kind of launches you back up towards $61,000, $62,000. See me, guys. Oosh. A little bit more risk if you guys want to go long right now. It's something more of a day trade, as I keep on telling you guys. I'm not in the swing trading camp. But, I mean, there's some doors opening right now, and I think that's really nice to see. Especially go over here to the 15-minute chart. You can see the moment we finally started to break out of these smaller consolidations. We made a little bit of a move back over here again after hitting some support levels, back over there. There we go. Some support levels, bouncing our way back up. We haven't done enough, but hey, it's a start here, and I think that start is going to make people a little bit more optimistic here. What's right here? And hey, Nicholas, happy to see you. Merlin, 88 Chrome Dome. Michael is live. Bitcoin money free from state and corporations and violence. Bitcoin. And hey, Allison, happy to see you. And there we go. You're short right now on this SQQQ. I mean, as we're looking at everything right now, you know, I don't think there's too much data coming up. I think everybody's starting to get a little bit more excited about rate cuts happening pretty soon. There's a good reason for it. I think you're going to see more people probably following that lead, even if it's only temporary, of course. And hey, the dude, Bitcoin hitting resistance. Yep, we just talked about that literally just like a minute ago, I would say. Back over here, the 4 minute. Let it pop for a second. And there you go. Yeah, give it some time. Usually when we're hitting levels of resistance like this, I don't mind it too much. It's more of, are we, like, you know, when I look back on this 10, 12, 14 hours from now, did we get rejected and break down below this other level of support? Or did we manage to hold, bounce, and then break out, leading to a much stronger move back up here towards $61,000? And I think that's the big thing to worry about right now. I wouldn't necessarily go long at this point at this level of resistance. You would have had to go long, you know, hours ago, basically. But I think where this maybe gets people a little bit more excited, I would say, is a lot of people, including me, we've been dollar cost averaging, we've been buying, loading up on different altcoins and tokens over the past few months. Some tokens have done okay, most have not done okay. And what you're seeing is Bitcoin having these smaller gains leads to potentially some nicer gains when it comes to altcoins. So you got Ethereum here having a similar move, Solana similar move, nothing too crazy. But you know, I was looking at Popcat today, 15% move. Again, 2.5 days worth of gains lost, given back to us today. Turbo making some nicer moves. Altcoins are feeling a little bit more bullish here, and you know, maybe it's because they have their own setups and support levels and stuff like that. I get it, but in order to, you know, we got to enjoy that here. Fetch AI looks a little bit different. Fetch AI generally is still pretty bullish here as far as the last couple weeks. It's been able to bounce and hold. Bitcoin's doing an okay job of that, but if you look over here at Bitcoin, you can kind of see the difference here. Let's go to Bitcoin on the daily here. Let's get out of that one. Right. Falling down, hit an old level of support, but instead of bouncing back up here, you know, it's still a little bit behind. And honestly, I think that's fine for now. There we go. Oh, no, not what I wanted to do actually at all. I forget you guys can't see all that stuff. There you go. Oh, crap. Is that the wrong one? Wait a second. That's how it's supposed to look. There we go. All right, now a couple more things here. I'm gonna get rid of this chart here. I can always go back if you guys need it. Everything last 24 hours, we're seeing some modest gains, but don't fool yourself into thinking we've done a full-on reversal. Like some of you guys have already mentioned, we need to start making some good moves here and getting some nice pumps. Last 24 hours, Ordi is up a lot. 1,000 Satoshis is up. Mantra is up. Popcat, we talked about that. Dog with Hat. We're seeing some moves. I think those are better suited to be day trades right now. And every time you see a breakout, potentially, I would say on the 1 hour charts, that still seems to be the best way to go about it. Those 1 hour charts still seem that like the sweet spot here. Now, this is just something I'm going to add into the streams every now and again because I do like to talk about them right now. Tron. This could be the next meme coin play for whenever we have another rally coming in. Maybe it's September, maybe it's October, maybe it's November, maybe it's in December, maybe it's in 2025. But this seems to be where you're seeing a lot more hype around specific tokens. You're seeing more hype around their altcoins or their meme coins, if you will, okay? And the ones that have been popping up on the radar here are not Tron, BitTorrent, or Ape NFT. It's been Sun, JST, Sundog, and Wicklink. These right here are the ones I'm looking at. 300 million, 300 million, 250 million, 90 million. I'm looking at these and trying to buy a small amount of these to see if they do make me some good money here over the next few months. This is something I'm dollar cost averaging into right now. Relatively speaking, they've actually had pretty good months. You can see Sundog's up almost 300%. GST's only up 12%, so I'm watching this one closely. Sun is up 229%, so good moves, and Wink is only up around 11%, so not really much there. But again, there's some opportunity. The smaller ones here, 5 million, 6 million. I don't know if we're going to be able to find these on different exchanges out here. I mean, here's Bulls, and this is the, oh no, measurable data token here. Okay, so that's 29 million, 28 million. Let's go over here to markets. Binance, it's on Coinbase potentially here. I don't know if it's actually on Coinbase, but it could be. Crypto.com. So yeah, you can find it here pretty well. Is it on any American exchanges? Weeks has it. There you go, Weeks has it. So for those of you guys that use my link down below, you guys can buy it there and not save yourself some of the trouble, more like the fees that come along with Coinbase. But yeah, so there's some opportunities. Are they still a gamble? Yeah, they're still a gamble here. Now, I was looking on Twitter and there wasn't really much news. I see BitBoy is tweeting a lot more, but seems to be out about it. Before I start answering questions and stuff like that, hope you guys all had a great Labor Day weekend. I went to a barbecue, had a good time. I think actually the barbecue is what hurt my stomach. Like, my stomach hurts right now. I didn't throw up, I didn't do anything, but my stomach just hurts. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'll figure it out. Let's see. And hey, Mar, I don't know what Nosana is. You'd have to give me a ticker and tell me if it's a crypto or a stock. And hey, Jay Perez, I noticed the old BTT blew up past 400% gains. Any idea what led to that? Does new BTT have the same potential in the future? I would say it has a good amount of potential, but over the last couple of years, when they started messing with the way it's made, and they did like a revamp of it, if you recall, when they went from old to new, I kind of lost interest during that period of time. So I think it does have some potential here, but I don't know if it's worth holding and like trying to wait to see if they ever come out with it. You know, you go over to let's go back over here. You go over to the website, you know, after everything's been revamped. Why is, oh, there it goes. Okay, I had to click it twice. And go to the Twitter. Okay. You go to the Twitter account right here, BitTorrent, building a better internet for people to move information freely and safely. Season 6 hackathon, right? I see some of the stuff going on. I see them at the expos and stuff like that. Not so much BitTorrent, but I see, right, hackathon. I see this stuff happening. I haven't really seen much go on here, really, to be honest. Connecting all chains, right? This is a great website. I like the way this looks. There's a reason it has a large market cap, right? If you go over here to coinmarketcap.com, which I know you guys all do, go down a little bit. You got Tron right here at number 9. Keep on going, and I'm pretty sure BitTorrent is over here somewhere. Or better yet, do I have to scroll? Can I just go back to their... Yeah, number 74, about $800 million market cap. It's a decent market cap. It'll go up a lot more, you know, when the market does generally. But you can see year to date. Can you guys say year to date what happened? Oops. No. There you go. I forget I have those little side buttons on my mouse. And can you guys can. Okay, there you go. So year to date, it's down 29%. You got Core up 66, EGLD also down about 60%, a lot more than BitTorrent. Brett's up 98, Q&T's down 54. You know, it's in that basket where it just hasn't really been performing in 2024 when other tokens have been able to make some good moves. Look at Starknet over here, down 84% at year to date, right? Already down 60% year to date. Tezos down 35%. You know, it kind of just fits that crowd of things that are in decline, and I feel like it's eventually going to get washed over with some new stuff. If there was a I feel like it can make money, but I don't know if that'll translate to the token itself, if that makes sense. So I'm more of the camp like, you know, if you want to have some money into it, yeah, go for it. But I haven't seen enough. Maybe it's just hype I'm looking for, you know, where they're saying, hey, we're doing this. Everybody's like, ooh, I really want to see this happen. They actually do it. Everybody's like, oh my God, this is great. Now they're really going to make money. I haven't seen that, like that little process kind of work itself out. So I've been a little bit more pessimistic about it. But I mean, I own some, and I still even own some of the older one where, you know, I never transferred it over. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Let's get out of there for now. But again, look at this. You know, it's a good website. It's a very, very good website right there. And hey, Satoshi, I appreciate the $2 super chat. Hold the keys to your coins, my friends. I appreciate that very, very much. Let me go over here very fast. Let me see if there's actually any news going on here. Too good food? It could have been too good of food. That could have been it for sure. Yeah, it could have been actually that. I when I go to barbecues, I typically don't like trying other people's barbecue if I don't know who they are and I don't have a repertoire for them. But it was like a church barbecue, so I think it was okay. I don't think it was like food poisoning. I just think something didn't agree with my stomach, something like that. Let me see. Metaplanet teams up with SBI VC trade for Bitcoin custody. First mover Americas. Bitcoin sits around 58.5K as started as historically bearish September. Let's see. See, it's not even there anymore. What Bitcoin's back up to like what? Yeah, 59,000 right now. Oh, I guess it's up a little bit. That's not bad. Key week for Bitcoin and the dollar index. I've been hearing more people talk about the dollar index, but you know, we've already made that move. It's okay for us to breathe for a while. My big concern is we already broke down. Momentum is still bearish. Everything is still bearish. Before we start having something of a larger pullback or reversal after this, few months of bad news, are we going to break back down below this 200 here and below this, what I would say is, just in a simple order block from that tip right there to that tip over there? Are we going to break down below that? Or are we going to hold for a little bit of time and then break down? Personally, I think we have some room to go sideways and then down. I don't think we're going down this week or next week. Over here is when we have rate cuts. I don't know how bearish it'll push the dollar index at this point in time, just because of how crazy the world is and how the election has impacts right now, and how basically America wants to start turning on the printer again here pretty soon. There we go. And what's right here? It's a fresh crypto started with a low something. He didn't finish the sentence. Here, I can search for it, but I have to search for it on coinmarketcap.com. So if it's on coinmarketcap.com, I can help you out here. Let's pop this up. There you go. So 333, $96 million market cap. So it's a small market cap, but it's not bad at all. Let's go over here to the website very fast, if it'll let me. There we go. Powering the AI revolution. So it's a new AI token here. Okay. Now AI tokens have been getting hit pretty hard, as you guys might imagine. Let's see, for 85% less. So it costs less for the cloud. Put your idle compute power to work. Environmental friendly alternative. Join the movement. So it's phrasing itself as a movement, which is always nice. Let's go over here to X. 50,000 followers. Not followed by anyone you're following. Oh wow, nobody follows it. Okay, I'll follow it for a second. So where AI meets decentralized compute. It's been growing. They got good Twitter, presence. Looks like I see people liking their stuff here. Overall, seems fine. Now, what I would say is we have to go check it out on as far as the asset is concerned, the price action. Oh, that chart doesn't look pretty at all. What about Mexi? So Mexi doesn't trade very well. Gate.io doesn't trade very well. So there's not much volume behind this at this point in time. Not many people are trading it. That does make it a little bit more difficult. These are all not in GLD. So okay, let's go back to Mexi. The daily should be okay to check out. There we are. So yeah, this kind of followed the same thing as WLD. So perhaps if I did this. There you go. Just need to change this to where BWLD. There you go. And this is daily, yeah. Similar movements here after they had that really big move back over here in March. They've definitely come back down. So what is this? Let's see. So Nasana came down about 88% from the peak. That is wild. Maybe because it just had a low market cap. WLD came out about 88% as well. Yeah, so you're seeing that similar type of play across a lot of AI tokens. So my thought process would be when it comes to this is you've already seen a pretty big pop here. If you missed out on this opportunity that went up around like 81% in a matter of like 2 days, Do you really want to buy after that type of move? You can. Typically, when I see momentum like this and I'm afraid of missing out and I kind of have a little bit of that FOMO feeling, I might just start dollar cost averaging here with one medium-sized positions. So if your total amount of money you want to put in here is like $100, it could be $500, whatever. But let's just say it's $100. You might start off with a $30 long right here, and then add another $20, another $20, $10, $20, and you can kind of play with that a little bit here. But right now, the momentum has definitely shifted back to being bullish on some of the other time frames. But if Bitcoin keeps on being bearish, which at this point in time, it is bearish, right? On the weekly charts at least, and on the daily charts as well, you're going to see this crumble really hard. So, don't be afraid if that happens again. Whatever money you're investing in this one, just make sure it's not everything you have, okay? Because this thing can definitely fall down in a short period of time. And this was actually pretty steady over here. Let's forget about this nasty wick right there. Let's just go from over here to this breakdown to over here. Yeah, that was about 40% in 6 days. I mean, that would have been an incredible short, but just understand that thing can still happen again. The volatility is probably what's going to draw you in. So yeah, you can play around with it. I'd probably just buy a little bit right now and then wait to see what happens. And while continue to dollar cost average it, you might see some more good AI tokens making some moves here. Give it a little bit of time, but they'll have some moves. What's right here very fast? There we are. Okay. Actually, did I? Yeah, there we go. Okay, sorry. Making sure I didn't miss anything right there. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, let me go through Bitcoin very fast and just see if there's any news on Twitter. I heard that Brazil backed down from a Twitter fight, well, even though it was a small victory, a victory nonetheless. When you've held Bitcoin for 3 cycles and keep your fiat job just for fun. Not if you overloaded in altcoins. Bitcoin going all around. Yeah. When we get to 100K, it's gonna feel fantastic. But man, I felt like we've had to work for 100K. Well, I don't think we necessarily had to work too much to get to like 60K last cycle all around. They're planning on taxing level shit out of you. Debt will get worse. You need to own Bitcoin yesterday. Oh, economy under Harris Trump. Yeah, we don't listen to that, but I was hoping it was more Bitcoin. People who bought Bitcoin at 17K and never post anything. Oh man, they post. They just don't post about Bitcoin. There's never been a government that didn't sooner or later try to reduce its freedom of subject. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, focus on Bitcoin. Don't focus on other stuff. The wealth keeps you going when the government starts doing some crazy stuff. I see, it's not these numbers. It's like 58,000 or 50,000, whatever you want to call it, up to like 70,000. That's the big swing here, and we can't even change that if we wanted to. If Bitcoin breaks 70, no, this guy is always wrong. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who he is, but he's always wrong. Do I follow this guy? I don't follow this guy. Why? YouTube always puts his stuff out in front of me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I just searched Bitcoin. The real bull market has not even started. They always say that, but then they make a bunch of different lines here. Classic projection in just 3 years' time, Cardano went from 10% of Bitcoin's market cap to a paltry 1%. Ouch. Yeah, we've talked about, I just call it ADA, but yeah, Cardano. And do you guys own a lot of this? I sold off a large chunk of mine when it started getting delisted from exchanges a couple years ago. I remember Ghost was there with me when I decided to do that. You guys own any of this stuff anymore? I think I have a little bit in my long-term wallet, but let me just go back over here very fast. Let's go to a monthly chart. It's one of those that had a great run over here, and it just has not been able to get its footing. It reminds me a lot of Matic, of which we had last time as well, except for, well, we can get rid of this for now. Matic's been able to hold up a little bit better, but I mean, Matic is something where I'm not sure if I want to short this or long it. I feel like if we break down below this wick right here, I'm going to short this like crazy, and then I'm just going to wait for things like Matic to, see if they can do a move. Because go to the monthly chart here. We had this little thing happen where we were above. The breakout didn't tell you to buy, right? You had some signals on the monthly chart, but the weekly chart, it was a move, even if it was just a short period of time. The stochastic and the RSI weren't there, but the MACD was. It was a very interesting time for this one. The only reason I don't think people really bought this was because Bitcoin looked bearish there, and that caused people to kind of say, you know, I'll wait and see. And when you wait and see, you know, typically it's bearish. There we are. Nostr protocol free speech. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The more I see what's happening on social media platforms and stuff like that with censorship, and you know, I don't think about the big fight. I just think about how to keep my life going as best as possible, because I know if I try to go up against the government, I will get squashed like a little bug. So I typically just try to keep the money flowing, keep the government happy, and then, you know, look at other places to live outside of my government's jurisdiction. And hey, Moltec, I appreciate that for the algo. We could go to a 3-year bear market after election. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but I'm curious to see what happens. So this is my doomsday scenario here, okay? So if Kamala wins the election, I wouldn't say it's a disaster. I just don't think it's necessarily a great thing for cryptocurrencies, right? On top of that, I believe if she does become president, the reason I'm a little bit more pessimistic is because I believe in the next 4 years, during whoever is the next president, their term, that term will be when we have some regulatory clarity when it comes to cryptocurrency. I believe she's going to be looking for too much regulation, which isn't going to really help too many people, and it's not going to help crypto thrive as much as it could. All right. And then I think right now, you see the economy slowing down in a pretty scary fashion. I think Goldman Sachs just like fired off like 1,000 people. I mean, you see. Yeah, so Goldman Sachs fires over 1,300 employees. These are high, you know, value employees here. So that's kind of crazy. So we're seeing this slowdown hit in real time. Are we going to have a formal recession where things start to get really bad so workers actually lose their job? We had a technical recession in 2022. I know the media gaslit everybody is saying there was not a recession. Yeah, there was 2 negative quarters of GDP growth, or 2 quarters of GDP contraction. That's what's known as a recession. Now, are we going to have that same type of thing and then at the same time, again, seeing all the workers getting fired, or is it going to be something else? If we do have that type of recession on top of all the other stuff, it's going to be devastating, not just for cryptocurrency, but for the market as a whole. This is one of those reasons I kind of tell you guys my like long-term forecasts and stuff when it comes to the stock market, how I'm technically only in a few different sectors. Like, you know, I'm in healthcare right now, but primarily it's oil. Oil has been the thing that's been really driving a lot of my gains this year in the market. And then there was AI for a hot minute, but I just bought, waited a few months, got out because it was moving so fast. So when I think about what can happen here, I think about, which one is it? There we go. I think about how Nvidia is pretty much holding up a large portion of this market, right? And how we've already started to see it come down quite hard, even though it rebounds. It's had some pretty aggressive moves, and we haven't really seen these moves since we started off here. What happens next? And then I always go back to Meta here, because I think Meta was a great example of what could happen here if the market really freaks out. I mean, that's what could happen if the market freaks out on you. You can see an asset go down about, let's just say from when this started, 73%. And that's not a cryptocurrency. That's not, MAD. That's not Dogecoin. That's not Ethereum or Bitcoin and all that. That's Meta, one of the largest social media platforms in the world, if not the largest. Probably is the largest. So you can see Nvidia making similar moves like that. I can see, look at Intel. People forget now that there's so much funny money in the market, in the system, that the money is not worth as much. We haven't seen moves this bad since, freaking the year 2000. The year 2000. It's been a while. Since that time. But again, I'm not trying to scare anybody. We're far away from anything like, well, this is happening now. But again, like the bigger, more healthy companies. We're a while before anything like that happens. But I want to make sure that like my portfolio is safe, so I'm not really worried about stuff. Google over here has been tilting over the last couple months. That's not the best of signs. I'm patiently watching. Are we going to have double tops, head and shoulders? What's going on? Head and shoulders means we can actually pop up a little bit higher before I come back down. Double top means we pretty much peaked. We might go back up, but it's going to be a trap. Whole bunch of fun stuff could happen there. Lots of different trading opportunities. What happens to the banks? Banks are still going higher. I'm liking what I see there. What's happening with the box stores? They're not even doing like Macy's, nothing. Microsoft, cooling over just like Google. AI is slowing down a little bit here. Just a little bit. I wouldn't say it's freaking people out, but it is slowing down. And of course, oh gosh, they're going to have to fix this in the data because ever since COVID, I've hated looking up oil assets. Oil right here, barely holding on, trying to. Go to the weekly chart, still holding on, barely. Is it going to hold or are we going to crash? I told you guys I sold off 20% of my oil assets, I guess a couple weeks ago now, but what happens next? Actually, I'm buying more PM. Philip Morris. That's why. It's just a great dividend play, and people go here when they're afraid of a recession, and it's like breaking out to all-time highs right now. I know I told you guys this about a couple weeks ago, but like it continues to go up, which is making me very, very happy here. There we go. Back to the 15, back over here. And meanwhile, Bitcoin's finding some life and an overall bearish trend. So we want to see this trend continue. The dollar's getting out of the depression. Good investment is plastic ones who make the chemicals to actually make the plastic that it's not financial advice. Let's see. You expect a monthly liquidity to flow in this week? I think you're going to see a lot of people placing bets here pretty soon, especially on how rate cuts are going to happen. Now, I'm of the camp that Jerome Powell needs to do not 25 basis point cut, but a 50 basis point cut. So we're not going to be cut by 0.25% basically. We're going to have a 0.5% cut. I think that's what we need. If he doesn't do that, I believe the market will kind of actually fall pretty hard following that announcement. That's kind of more of a guess on my part, I would say. But, if it's not 0.5%, I do think people are going to freak out a little bit more. I'd be more stressed out myself, to be honest. And you know why? Because I already don't trust Jerome Powell to manage things properly. We're in this mess right now because he thought that everything was transitory. And he convinced everybody that it was transitory as well until a bunch of like economists started coming out and said, hey, man, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sell more oil assets, PM's precious metals. I don't actually own too much precious metals. Really, the Phillips, they're tobacco company. That's why I like them. When people get on hard times, they usually try to look for things to make their lives a little bit easier. And cigarettes have historically been one of those things. And that's the real reason. And if you go over here to Finviz and you go check them out here, they have a dividend right now of about 4.28%. That's not bad. You look at the last, look at the chart, not bad. Look at the monthly chart here. Get. Here's the monthly. Typically, it doesn't do much, right? Now, it's making a big move right now, but typically, it's a safe and steady place to put your money. This is back in 2012, 2020, right? It hasn't had big gains so far like a lot of other tech stocks. That's not why I'm in it. I buy this because typically when things get kind of rough, I'm just like, okay, I'm okay putting some money here for a little bit of time. Now, I don't know if it'll let me go back even further. No, it won't. So let me go over here to this so I can show you what I'm talking about. Because it'll take a hit eventually. Right? They're still going to take a hit. But overall, it still seems to be worth it with those dividends. And it doesn't necessarily crash because the revenue's not crashing all too much. Because they're addicts, right? You get addicted to smoking a cigarette, you're gonna still buy it during a recession. So it'll jump, but it won't. The dividends keep you in there, right? As long as you're not looking to make a trade out of it. Right now, though, I actually don't know what's causing it to move up as fast. I kind of got lucky with the timing, I would say, more than skill. What's the word on near? It's starting to turn more bullish in the 4-hour and daily, but not like not by a lot, I would say. I haven't heard any more news about them. One of my friends, Cade, talks about them all the time, but they're using this kind of slow time in the market like a lot of other companies, and they're just trying to grind away and put out some new products here and there. They kind of remind me a little bit of Tron, how Tron just, put out that new, you can make a meme coin on Tron now. Those types of things where people get more interested, the word of mouth starts spreading even more. I think that's the overall goal of their strategy right now, and it seems to be working. But as far as technicals, it's just okay. Like the market, it's just kind of okay. It's not going to stand out too much usually. NAOP May Productions, happy to see you happy to see you here today. It's a new FY, and I don't know what that means. New allocation rules from ETFs. I'm betting on 50-point cut. That's why I invested into the treasury stocks. That's what I'm betting on, but I don't know. I don't trust Jerome Powell to get the job done. Citizens will buy into Bitcoin any way they can, buy and hold precious metals. Though I understand the comfort aspect of oil, tobacco, and booze, hard times as coming. When it comes to metals, I understand it. I kind of want to buy that stuff when people are freaking out a little bit more, just because I don't have as much experience holding them. If you go look at some of the sectors out there right now and some of the ETFs, I'm gonna go over here to Screener. Let's see. Let's go over here. So let's go over here to gold metals. There we go. So I don't invest in commodities. I invest in the commodity ETFs here for metals. When I do, let's go over here to charts. And maybe I should instead go over here to basic. Does this show me? No, it does not. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there you go. AAAU right here, Goldman Sachs Physical Gold ETF. It's doing just fine. Not great, but it's moving in the right direction. Aluminum over here, not doing the best, but more recently it's been having a little more of a pop. There you go. Gold shares over here, same type of chart. Bloomberg Industrial Metals, it hasn't been having the best time, but it's doing okay. May it was up to like 27 bucks, now it's at 2022 or $22, excuse me. Over here, gold, copper, not really much. Base metals, let's see. This is Deutsche Bank, okay. Still doing okay there. Coming up, breaking out basically. Precious metals fund, doing okay. Electric vehicle metals, not doing great at all. Gold, right? They're doing okay, but just not giving me what I really need at this moment in time, which is some easy money here. I feel like if I'm buying this stuff, I'm just waiting for it to pop, and almost kind of gives me a feeling of Shiba Inu type of things. Meanwhile, if you go over here to healthcare, where's healthcare? You might also actually try diversified commodities. Those are pretty good. I prefer those actually over gold and metals, but I haven't traded them in a minute. Where is? Do they not break it down like I like it? They probably do not break it down. Oh. So it's all, it's all paywalled. That's why. Okay. It's all paywalled and I don't have elite that's it. Okay. But yeah, I'm a little bit more cautious when it comes to metals for some reason. In fact, here, let me do this very fast and I promise I'll stop ranting about it here. Let's see if it's actually gonna do something here. Let me take a sip of my jungle juice. There we go. All right. I'm gonna go back over here to Screener. Let's go back over here to ETF. No. Let's go here. Let's just talk about something like Humana. Right? There's a monthly chart. I'm hoping that some of these healthcare companies will start to bounce back up. Hopefully. I'm waiting for that turnaround here right now. And there we go. Dude, what's going on? There you go. Okay, sorry. When things don't click as soon as I click them, I get a little bit like weirded out by them. There you go. Right. Allegiant. Oh, I probably should have done a market cap of high. No, this website's like bugging right now. Large, over 10 billion. Yeah. There you go. All right, so there's some good things to pick in here. I think one of the reasons I've been moving towards healthcare is more of a conspiracy theory as far as I'm concerned. You know, they've been talking about monkeypox more and more, right? So I'm like thinking, maybe it's time to put a little bit of money in there, just a tad, and see where it goes. But I'm waiting for momentum to hit. So I'm waiting for those weekly momentum indicators to hit. So weekly change of character, weekly MACD, weekly stochastic, weekly RSI. Those moves are what I'm looking for here to kind of get me juiced up. Give me chocolate and cheese for comfort. Oh, fiscal year. Thank you, Molsecker. I'm starting school for... Oh, no, something just disappeared right there. Some NVIDIA silent partners set for expansion are ASM, Applied Materials, Supermicro Computer, and Tyler Technologies. I'm wondering how SMC does. I'm waiting to see how good our companies are when it comes to making chips. Are they going to run into a lot of issues, or are they going to say, hey, you know, we're going to hire the best of the best. We're going to, you know, poke all these people or pick them out of all these other companies and try to get some good stuff here. Because, you know, those, you know, in Taiwan, I mean, they're working all the time. I mean, like, they're pumping out stuff left and right. I don't know if, you know, I would expect the new chip makers to be more union jobs, which is fine, good, but I don't expect them to be pumping out chips as much as the next company, right? And hey, Vegas Nick, you hate metals. Metals are an interesting spot to park your money, in my opinion, but I can see the appeal for them. I think you just kind of have to have a different view of what's going on in the world. Not even a different view. You just have to be more aware of what's happening in the world, which can be kind of tedious sometimes. Especially like right now when the world's like full of shit and like wars happening all over. Nobody trying to stop the wars. If you try to stop a war, you're a bad person. Like when you're in that spot, you're like, damn, this is some weird stuff going on here. But if they crash, I'm a buyer, buy low, sell high. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's usually a good way to go about it. Just make sure you're buying the right thing. For me, I like to buy ETFs because I don't know the companies all too well. The companies, you have to really look into what they're buying, where they're mining, all that type of stuff. Or if they're even mining, never mind. Let's see. I actually think Harris will be better for crypto than Trump because he would figure out how to use it to grift and destroy confidence into the regulation. See, as soon as Trump gets elected, I don't think he's even going to talk about cryptocurrency much at all. Maybe RFK may have that position in his cabinet, but I don't think Trump necessarily cares. I think he cares enough to give the crypto community what they want for their vote. But I don't think if you told Donald Trump, and he's being honest, right? I'm going to give you what's Bitcoin at $59,000. I'll give you $59,000 cash, or I'll give you one Bitcoin. I think he'd take the cash like 100 times out of 100. But I think because he wants the votes, and I think he wants the votes again and again, right? I think he would be better. But again, it's not like there'd be a huge shift. It's more of the regulatory clarity, which is going to be scary for me, not their personal opinions about, crypto and stuff like that. The regulatory stuff is going to be crazy. Can you imagine if Gary Gensler gets promoted to Treasury Secretary? Oh, the world would end. It wouldn't end, but you get the point I'm making. Bitcoin defunds world war. The need for mega data centers will open up new markets. They are just preparing for it. They've been preparing for a while. I think the money's already allocated for it. They're just waiting to, like, you know, break ground. One of the best things, I think, if you guys are like in need of a job or something and you lose it in this recession or something, I would say construction jobs are going to be pretty open for hiring here. You know, out of the CHIPS Act money, I don't even think much of the money has been allocated. They keep on saying none of the money's been allocated, but there already has been money moving around, and there's been special permits been given out too. Like CHIPS Act money not moved, perhaps. What is causing my CPU to max out here? What is causing it to max? Clock, temperature, Chrome. Chrome is causing it to max out. When did Google start costing so much freaking CPU power? Let's see. I might have to delete some. Wait, I got control back. Okay, let's delete that. Let's delete that. Let's delete that. Let's delete that. CHIPS Act money. Let me set that. Yeah, CHIPS Act include $39 billion in tax benefits, loan guarantees, and grants administered by the DOC to encourage American companies to build new chip manufacturing plants in the U.S. Additionally, $11 billion would go towards advanced semiconductor research and development, separable into $8.5 billion of that total. Jesus, right? This was from May of 2023. Here's where the last $6 billion in CHIPS Act semiconductor award money is going. Let's see. Major awards for major companies. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, some more of the supply chain around it looks like here, but you get the point that's being made. The Trump card NFTs may be worth more if he becomes president. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if he loses and he doesn't become president, those things are going to be worthless if you ask me. I think when it came to those Trump NFTs, I think what he did a good job about with them is, like, here. I think this is probably, yeah, the cheesy, that's cheesy market. That's definitely the made one. You like, if you bought a certain one, you got to have, like, you got to go to dinner with Trump. If you got one, you got to meet him at an event. Like, you were also buying something else besides the NFT, and I think that was a good way to do it. And the NFT is just almost a memento of being able to do something with the president. I think that's probably a better way to go. It if he was just selling the NFTs with nothing else, I'd been like, dude, that is some fucked up shit. But I mean, you know, this is your chance to buy an official Trump digital trading card, America First edition, for only $99. You know, am I gonna buy this? No. But is he about to have one with him and RFK and other shit on top of it? Oh my god, probably. I mean, like, bonus dollar gala dinner invitation, right? Buy 75 or 250 digital trading cards in a single transaction. 250, you know, I don't know. That just seems like a lot of money for, you know, to go say hi to Trump. You know, I'd rather just go see him at a fundraiser or something. Not even a fundraiser, you know, whatever it is. You want the Trump shoes? You want, you know, he's just a marketing guy. He knows how to market. But as far as crypto, nah, you know, I wasn't a fan of the NFTs. I thought they were really cheesy looking. But if you know how to market them, you can. And guess what? There's a lot of people in NFTs that I think have some really shitty products, but they were able to sell them. So I won't name names, but there's quite a few people out there that do that. You gotta be a little more careful. You may have an orange pilled a couple of local guys. What do you call it? Construction work is going to be absolutely fantastic because they're going to have to build these spots up for all this new industry that's coming. But you just have to be in one of those areas where it's going to be built up. I don't know where they're planning to lay, start to develop these places. I would expect the Midwest, maybe not so much of the coastal places. And that's mostly because it's cheaper to not do it in like Seattle or, LA type stuff. But maybe they will, Politicians have a way of getting what they want. Trump made the calm before the storm comments on 10/5/2017. Who declared COVID? What does that mean? Banana Republic. I'm not smart when it comes to that type of stuff at all. I need you to find me 50K so I can get back on a plane to the Philippines. Oh man, I need to find myself $50,000 right now. I'm saving up for a watch, and I'm trying to like, should I just buy it now with the cash I have in hand, or should I actually just like trade enough to get it? It's yeah, I'll show you what it is very fast. It's one of those Grand Psycho things. One of my friends put me on to them saying, hey, if you're looking at Rolexes, just get these instead. They're nice. You're gonna like the way they are. I think it's like the Grand Psycho Sport Collection, maybe. No, collections. I don't want the $365,000 watch. Oh my god. It's that color, that color. It's not, I mean, it's a very expensive watch, but it's not as expensive as you guys may be thinking. Let me say it like that. Elegance Collection. No. Oh well. Watchfinder. Let's see how this may go. This one right here. This one right here. Right? Doesn't that look nice with a little bit of red? I don't have a red watch. I think it'd be kind of nice. It's just expensive. It's like $13,400, and I'm also in Seattle, you know, so there's a 10% sales tax. You know, why not, you know, trade enough to earn this and then buy this somewhere where there's no sales tax, because I don't want to pay sales tax. You know, the simple things you can do, right? Another interesting stock is Accenture. It just has a partnership with Amazon. Oh, that could be interesting too. It means Trump might be sus and well being. Dude, every politician is going to try to bamboozle us. I don't know. If you know me, I'm just pessimistic about all politicians. I just don't like them in general. I feel like a certain person has to want to go into that field when it comes to the high levels, like senators and presidents. I feel like people usually start off good with good intentions, and then they just you don't really find many that are able to climb the ladder of power while also keeping the morals and values. I feel like it's too difficult. So instead, I typically will focus more on local politics and what's going on here, and I have more impact on that. I literally know politicians for Washington State. I just don't know anybody, like, you know, well, I've met Patty Murray a few times. She's a very lovely person in person, but like, what else are you gonna do? It's the spring drive that makes the Grand Psycho, but now they added the spring drive to the regular Psycho watch. You deserve it. I'm hoping. Might get a Casio at Dollar General. I mean, the most expensive watch I have, guys, is, I think it's like $400. And no, it might even just be $300. That's it. Yeah. I don't own expensive watches, so I'm figuring like I might as well just get one nice watch, and there we go. We got a plan. We can see what happens. But yeah, it's basically you know, something simple, nice. They got cheaper ones over here for like $6,000, $7,000. But that one watch, I could wear it with pride. I'd only wear it on certain occasions, maybe when I'm streaming with you guys, some of that. But besides that, it wouldn't really be too much. I typically don't try to be flashy. You know, I'm not the influencer that wears sunglasses. You don't see me with a bunch of jewelry typically out and about. I have a few friends that wear some jewelry and they look freaking amazing. If you guys ever see Cryptoface in person, oh my god, is that guy styled up? He knows how to dress. I got David Yurman necklace and a David Yurman ring. That's about as bougie as I can go for right now, which I think is bougie enough, to be honest. I'll spend $100 on a watch at the most, but I'm old and frugal. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Literally, like, get whatever makes you happy. That's the thing I'm looking at. I just want a flexing watch that's going to be nice to show off to a few people. It's all just going to be nice to wear. And as I'm getting into watches, I kind of want one good watch for myself where I can, you know, it'll be like a nice hobby. Like when I get into cigar smoking, I was, you know, smoking a bunch of cigars. I mean, actually, I got a cigar I want to smoke with you guys here, actually. But I think I might save it till tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, because tomorrow, yeah, I'll save it for tomorrow because tomorrow I want to drink with you guys too. Let's see. How's the rest of the market going right now? This is still a bit of a speed run here. I just want to see what's happening. So we already know Bitcoin's not doing too hot, but let's go back over here. Let's take my head off and let's go, or you know what I mean? Yeah, look at this, because Ethereum's still heading down. Look at that Ethereum daily chart. We're still in the thick of it, you know, as far as spooky times. I guess we're not in October just yet, but you know, we're still looking pretty shitty. Solana, actually, maybe a weekly chart might be better for this stuff. There we go. Dogecoin, I mean, Dogecoin's at support, but it's not, you know, we want it to be at resistance. Whiff. Bonk. Miro. I mean, I've been hoping for this token to make a move for a while. I started dollar costing averaging this way back over here, and you know, look at that. It's like down 60%. What am I going to do with that? Basically, all I'm doing is holding and not dollar cost averaging as much. Baby Dogecoin again moving down pretty hard. STMX came down pretty hard. Last time I really talked about this was the breakdown back over here. Resistance over there, never hit. Unless it's, no, that's 200, so I know resistance. It's just doing a little bit better now. What else is there? Book of Meme. I remember when Book of Meme was getting hyped up back in March. I mean, look at this. It was having a monster month. I mean, just monster week. It's come back down a lot now. Shiba Inu. I love that pattern, but we gotta wait. I love it, but we gotta wait a little bit longer for that sucker. Yeah. I mean, some tokens aren't doing so bad. Just others are doing horrible. I mean, look at, yeah, this is Ape token right here. That's Arbitrum right there. Who would thought Arbitrum would come down that much? Breaking all those support levels. AXS, Binance Coin doing just fine here. XRP sideways. Who would have thought? Bitcoin Cash down a little bit here. Chili's down a lot more. AVAX coming down still. Comp sideways. Crypto.com sideways. I mean, for heaven's sakes, who would have thought Crypto.com would have such a lackluster year? Look at this. Look at the monthly chart for this. I know we talked about the potential breakdown, and yeah, it did break down, but you know, back over here, 2020 spiking up a little bit, new token, you know, came back down to life. 2020 come back down to 56 cents, spiked up to $1, came back down, and you know, it's back down to 8. I wonder what's going to happen with Crypto.com, because I don't really use it too much because it just feels like a slower version of Coinbase, but I know people enjoy it, so I just don't think the hype is there to own as many tokens so you get all the benefits like you used to be able to do. I just don't know what's going to happen with this one here. So I'm pouring myself another cup of orange juice here. There we go. Boogie boogie. And I think meme coins, like here's Turbo. I mean, Turbo's still doing okay. It's holding up fairly well. Popcat holding up. Jasmine, you know, it's holding up generally. AI tokens over here come back down quite a bit. Come back down. World token, you know, Fetch. Fetch is interesting. A lot of other stuff is bearish. Fetch feels like it wants to go back up here towards like the 160s or something, which is going to be crazy if it manages to do so. Maybe they have some news that I don't know about coming out from AI. There you go. And let's see if Bitcoin can have a nice little pop here. A little bit of a pop happening. Expensive watches is worth this. Oh, definitely. Definitely. I just want it. I have a gin in the freezer. Cocktail Tuesday. Oh, there you go. I'm going to be pulling out some wine, I think. I finally bought the bottles inside from my car. I have like 16 bottles of red wine I have to open up. That'll be the thing to do. And hopefully Bitcoin's still having this larger move that we're seeing right now. If Bitcoin bounces, then we're having cigars and wine. It could be a really chill time. You guys, like I said before, I'm not supposed to be drinking on YouTube, so you guys will not know I'm drinking when I'm drinking though. So it'll be in like a tumbler cup like this right here. It'll be in something like that. But you will see signs. You will see signs, and I'll make subtle reminders like, hey, I'm getting some good stuff, right? There we go. Are the digital watches not considered classy? I have many metal and leather bands. I've been thinking about getting a digital. I just think it kind of depends on like who you're with. I think Apple Watches, I have 2 Apple Watches. I think they're fine. I like wearing them every now and again. I usually just wear them as workout watches. And that's typically because they've gotten to the age where like the battery doesn't last as long as it used to. So I think it only lasts like 15 to 20 hours or something like that. And instead like 40 hours it used to. That's literally why I got a new iPhone, not because the other phone was so much better or this phone is so much better. I just need a new battery. But you know, they're fine. You can have any band you want to. I think it'd be fine. I mean, yeah, digital watches, I think they're fine. I mean, you'll even find classy digital sports watches that cost like $10,000 for a sports watch with a digital, you know. Should you buy it? I don't know. It's kind of a personal preference, but yeah, I think they can be very classy. I see tons of people wearing them, but they're mostly in the tech field. I don't know many people in the financial field that wear digital watches, but I would assume there has to be a good amount. I would say I don't know because I don't live on the East Coast. I'm like literally the opposite of financial advising where that is in the world, literally like the other side of the country. But I think you can make it look classy. Just don't get a crazy looking band, right? Don't get a Caribbean colored band. Get like a black band. Get any band you want to. Just make sure it looks nice along with the watch. You know, make sure it feels comfortable on you, and you're good to go. I like the ones that kind of breathe a little bit, so you're not getting like the sweat and stuff on them. That usually makes me a little bit happier. Litecoin's doing well. That's true. I will buy the new Apple Watch Ultra 3 when it comes out. I run and it will get a lot of use. There you go, Vegas. Like, yeah, the running will be great. I think XRP has potential this month. Still the top 60 by the drops 50. For me, I'm still happy overall with what XRP has been able to do because generally speaking, it's been going sideways as everything else has been kind of going down. I just am hoping that when the altcoin season kind of starts, it decides to start going back up. And since most of this news is behind it, it should be able to go just a tad bit more parabolic than what we've seen in the past. And those types of moves can really drive it forward. And the narrative around it has changed a lot as well. Now, or is there going to be like a second lawsuit or a third lawsuit? I highly doubt it. But if there is, that'll be a problem. But I doubt it. I doubt it. You guys have seen what happens when it gets good news behind it. XRP can absolutely demolish the shorts in a short amount of time. Road to 110K. Let's go, Mike. I'm really hoping, dude. What's my target here for the next few, like the next quarter, basically? I'm hoping we get up to, it's $104,000. $104,000. And hey, what's up, Crypto Ricky? Happy to see my man. Went to a Labor Day barbecue. It was very, very good. I think I had something, though, that kind of like hurt my stomach. So I'm like, my stomach kind of hurts a little bit right now. But overall speaking, it was a good time there. Went to a big park, went with my grandparents to a church barbecue, basically. Probably like over 100 people. There was a large crowd. Had some food, had some spicy brats, potato salad, a bottle of the iced soda stuff, some vanilla pudding with crunched up Oreos inside of it, which I never had before. It was actually pretty good. I was surprised. And some banana pudding. The banana pudding might have hurt my stomach. That might have been it. I think there was a lot of cream or something in it, and that cream is killing my stomach right now on the inside. Can you walk us through quickly how you place your stop loss, and more importantly, what's your position in taking profit on your ledger? Wait, hold on. Let me push this so I can actually see. There you go. So I can actually read your entire question. Can you walk us through quickly how you place your stop loss, and more importantly, what your position on taking profit on your leverage trades? So it's generally going to change here depending on how I feel. But, you know, generally what I like to do is like to wait for everything to kind of realign itself, right? So you're looking at MACDs and stuff going up. You already know. I'm not going to go into it too much. But let's say you see this breakout happening right here and you see the breakout right there. Typically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a stop loss at one of the prior levels of support. So in this circumstance here, what type of move are you looking for? Are you doing a day trade, a swing trade? Most likely, because this is a 15-minute chart, you're looking at something of a shorter time frame, which means you're not going to be looking for such a deep stop loss. So what I might do here is I have to put in my context with my some basic technical analysis. You have that trend line there. You're looking for something more of a scalp, or you're looking for something more of a longer term trade. I'll do two right here. So a longer term trade right now might be something more like this, or you might even just move it over here like this. Kind of all depends. But for the target price, I like to use Fibonacci extensions. You find a low, your high and your low again, and you try to play that bounce. You could even do this right here. It's up to you about how you want to choose it. You can see there was still resistance there, a little bit of resistance right there. I did that longer one here just so we can focus on that. But you get the point there. When it comes to the stop loss, you're looking for a previous level of support. If we break out there, and let me just turn this all off actually. There you go. Breakout. Some people might have a stop loss right there, but I think that's too close. I think that's generally too close. If you're looking for a larger move like that, don't forget about all this stuff, this one and this one. Just a large move, you're typically going to have a stop loss right back here a little bit. Right over there. And then you're usually looking for a 2-to-1 ratio. So let's say I open up the trade right there. That's about a 0.46%. You can open up this long position right here. Click on that. Have that be your stop loss right there. What is this? Quantity is 0.98. You want to have it at a 2 basically. That's right around here. And then of course, if you want to do a scalp, you can do the Fibonacci extension. Right here. And you can have a target price right there or right here. You can see there's a little bit of resistance right there. And there was some resistance up here, but it was going so fast, you know, liquidations were happening on the short side. That's typically how I do it. So to speed run it though, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Back in time a little bit. Oh, did I get rid of all my drawings for this main chart? Oh, I did, damn. All right, it's fine, I can fix it later on. Yeah, I can. Trying to think of something that's, oh yeah, most of this stuff is going to be fine. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. So you see this breakout happening right here. You see that breakout happen right there. You might have your stop loss right here or right here, and that's going to be fine. It's up to you to determine when you want it to, where you want it to be. I typically give myself a little bit more wiggle room because every now and again you see potential where you have this trend line happening, right? And we get close, we get rejected, dip back down, then we break out later on. It gives me a little bit more time, right? So instead of getting stopped at right there, then watching it go higher, because there's a reason you want to go long. The momentum is there, everything is there. It just makes it a little bit easier. Or back up a little bit more here. I'll make a video about it. I'll make a dedicated video for you about this. Right? You see how we have a buy signal right here. MACD was green, this was green, this was green. Instead of having a stop loss right there and seeing you get stopped out, there's a chance that you may just want to look for this other dip right there. And now you're waiting for a larger move to happen like that. It really depends on what you're looking for and how long you want to hold. Most people aren't going to be doing this stop loss unless they're hoping to hold for like a week or two. Holding for a week or two is, you know, it can be kind of brutal in a sideways market, if that makes sense. There we go. But yeah, I'll make a dedicated video for you. It's not too difficult. You're basically just looking for those prior levels of support. As far as target prices, I've always been a sucker for Fibonacci levels. That's just me, but I'm usually a sucker for those. So I'm going to call it a night here with the stream right now. My stomach is killing me, so I'm going to go run up to the bathroom after I take Loki to the bathroom here. I will be streaming every day this week, and I plan to stream twice tomorrow and stream quite a bit here. Make up for some lost time from my stomach being an issue this past week. But yeah, should be good to go. Watch Bitcoin closely. We've been here before with the weekly candles. We've been here before. Don't get suckered into all the FOMO. Just pay attention, watch what's happening, day trade this. We could be looking at another big move up here to $62,000, maybe even 63. We're still bearish, but I mean, there is some juice happening right here, which is very, very exciting. So watch this play out. Bitcoin's going to try to pop up towards like $61,000, $62,000. Play with that as you will, but I would, like before, like I said, I'm still looking to really play with meme coins and altcoins over Bitcoin. All right. So I should be better tomorrow, guys. It's just kind of a wonky thing. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but yeah, I'll be fine. It's just streaming, then like thinking about the bathroom at the same time as Bitcoin, bathroom, Bitcoin, bathroom, Bitcoin while on the bathroom. You know, it's a little bit weird. So see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.